fire spreads again. Oh, blimey. Right, I think we're going to have to spread it into Rita's area. There we go. Harvey Walters' limbs are wrenched into impossible angles by an invisible force. Harvey Walters suffers 4 damage. Strength +1 negates. This could be the end of the game. Strength 3 +1. He's got no clues. Two successes, so he takes 2 damage. First damage is a minor injury, and the second damage is a twisted ankle. You fall clutching your ankle and hissing in pain. You are not certain you can stand. He becomes restrained. And then discard the card. Oh, that's good at least. Restrained. You cannot move voluntarily. At the end of this turn, discard the card, so he's not going to be able to move. Wow. Right, okay. Migo moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible, so it will move 1, 2. Moves into Rita's space, but there's fire there, so it will take 1 damage as it moves in. And then it will attack Rita. The creature chitters, its strange brain-like head vibrating, and holds out a long copper-coloured tube. A dart strikes you on the neck, and your muscles contract with agonising force, threatening to break your own bones with their spasms. Suffer 3 damage. Strength +1 negate, so that's 6 dice. And that's fine, she doesn't need to roll the next one. Good. And she must resolve 1, 2, 3, so no, he's too far away. But Rita must resolve a horror check. Chittering in an impossible key. Thing peels the skin from a small rodent with its crab-like claws. Suffer 2 horror. Will +1 negates. That's 5 dice. That's good. 2 successes. Oops. That's the end of Mythos phase. Okay. Harvey can't move. 1, 2, 3, obviously can't reach it. Harvey can't move, so what he's going to do is he's going to instill bravery into himself. I'm going to shuffle them up. So he can discard 1 horror. And he will discard the face-up one, the kleptomania. We'll get rid of that. And we flip the card. As you finish the spell, your body is racked with painful coughing. Law, which is 4. And he's got the ritual dagger, so he adds 1 dice. Gets 2 successes. So he passes. You finish the incantation with no additional effect. So that's good. He's also going to do the Feed the Mind spell, with which he becomes focused. See which one we get. Flip the card. Feed the Mind. You feel your mind expanding as the universe spins round. Test lore again. And 1 this time, so it fails. You realise that everything you have known is wrong. Suffer 1 face down damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage he's got now. You can take up 6 horror he's got. You can take up to 9. So that's the end of Harvey's phase. Harvey's turn. Rita is going to suffer a face down damage for the fire. That's her 3rd damage. And she's going to attack the Migo with the revolver. At the sight of the beast, your hands begin to shake and you struggle to reload. So she tests will. And she passes. You steady yourself. Finish reloading and open fire. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon, which is 3 damage. It only needs 1, so she's killed it. Just check through the rules, and Rita shouldn't have taken a damage for beginning her turn in a space with fire, but because she didn't move and she shot at the Migo, she did take a damage for that. So we're right, she's taken the 1 damage. And for a second action, she's got a broken leg. So she can only move 1 space, otherwise she'll have to flip over a damage card. Well, she's got 1 damage, we're going to have to flip it over, but we need to get moving, blimey. So she's going to move 1, 2. She's going to have to flip over the damage card. Now she's got a twisted ankle on top of a broken leg. So she becomes restrained. Oh, that gets discarded. And that's the end of investigator phase. Back to the mythos. Fire spreads again. Back it to there. Fierce wind blows, hurling debris. This mythos event affects the investigator in an outdoor space with the highest strength, so that's going to be Rita. The wind bears down on you, hurling leaves, small objects, even stones at you. Test strength. Strength is 5, but she needs 3 successes. 1, 2, 3, yes. You keep your footing and block the worst of the debris. Suffer 1 face down damage. Damn. Oh well. She's not doing too bad for damage, I suppose. A cult member bearing a silver key glyph on their hand melts out of the dark forest. It's another dark druid. The dark druid moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. So it moves up the hill to Rita and then attacks. The druid mutters a short incantation and spits on the ground, which disintegrates into muck and quicksand. The more you struggle, the more trapped you become. Suffer 2 face down horror. Will negates. Will's 4. 2, yes. So she negates those. If you suffer more than 1, which you didn't. Yep, so she's fine. I'll resolve a horror check. It's just going to be Rita. The druid takes a deep breath then howls a long, mournful wolf cry, utterly inhuman in its terrible beauty. So for 2 horror, will +1, 5 dice. Yep, fine. That's 4 successes. You have to take the restraint card off Harvey, so that's gone, so he's not restrained anymore, so now we can start moving. He desperately needs to do. He's going to have to go through the fire though. 1, 2, so he's going to go 1, 2. He'll take a face down damage for going through the fire. Back up to 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. He is within range to do the shriveling spell, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to attack that druid. Under pressure, you struggle with your arcane knowledge, attempting to recall the appropriate words and gestures to shape the magic. Law. So these laws 4, plus he gets the extra dice for the ritual dagger. 2, so it's a success. You manage to make sense of the information floating around in your mind, and with impeccable form you conjure the power you desire. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage plus your test result. Yes, that kills it. 1, 2, 3, boom, dead. So the druid is gone. The cult member spits a curse through bloody teeth. The horror of Yog-Sothoth cannot be stopped. The wizard will find a way to control it, and then you will all kneel before him. As the robed figure melts into a stinking patch of black ooze, a paper bearing the key symbol of the cult falls from his hand. Place the conclusive evidence unique item. So the evidence falls from his hand there. And it's Rita's turn, so she's going to pick that up. Then she's going to check out this. The altar is a solid slab of white river stone, but the centre has been worn into a bowl. Around the edges are glowing purple runes that seem to swirl and move before your eyes. An investigator can tap to attempt the puzzle, using law, only if they have at least 2 evidence. Yep, Rita has 2 evidence. And her law is 3, so may as well. Yeah, let's attempt it. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, I don't like these. Oh, be here all day now with this. Right. Start simple. Guess. So we have 2 correct and in the right place, and 1 correct. Okay, let's start by putting that back there and that back there. If we put that one there, and then we'll try putting a second blue there. 2 are in the right place, right. So I think it's these 2, so these 2 are wrong. That's the end of her turn. Okay. So it's back to the mythos. The fire spreads. Okay, we can spread it over here now, behind Harvey. Unbidden, the terrible things you have seen rise up from your memory, where they were safely locked away. Each investigator flips 2 horror face up. So Rita's only got 2 horror, so we flip those. One's and they're both minus shock. Excellent. Harvey has a whole load of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll draw them random. Minus shock. And the other one is, back to kleptomania again. Okay. Minus shock goes face down. And he's back to being a kleptomaniac. Right, investigators. Harvey will move 2 spaces. He'll have to ignore the clue. Let's just get to the altar. Because he's wounded, he can only perform the move action once each round. So we can only get to there. Takes 1 damage for going through there. He's up to 4 damage. 1 more damage and he's dead. There we go. So he's moved 2. Move 2. Let's see. He will. Right, he's going to do his action, which gives another investigator within range 1 clue. Or he could do his feed the mind. No, safer to give her a clue. So we'll give her a clue. That's the end of his turn. She'll go back to this. I've forgotten where I was now. Right. So yeah. I think these 2 are right. Because these are all wrong. So if we try green, because that must have been right. And then would that be red there then? Yes! Brilliant! Yo! Okay, success. The symbols circling the altar flare bright white, and the very ground of Sentinel Hill begins to tremble. Fractures in the altar begin to form, spiderwebbing out from the centre. Something seems to be embedded inside the altar. An investigator can tap to attempt the puzzle using strength, only if they have at least 3 items. Oh, not another puzzle. Blimey. Right. 1, 2. She's got 2 pieces of evidence. Harvey's got some as well. 1, 2. He's got 3 pieces of evidence. So she can't do it now. What she will do. So we can't attempt it. Is there anything she can do? Oh, is she still restrained? No, I think that was from before, so I'll get rid of that. Right, what she's going to do is move to there. Because at the beginning of the next turn, she wants to give Harvey the bandages. Yeah, so that will end. That's going to end their phase. Whew, the fire spreads again. Spread over there. You are not the only one wary of danger in this place. This mythos event affects the investigator in an outdoor space who suffered the most horror. That's Harvey. You stumble into a primitive but deadly trap. Suffer damage. Observation negates. Then flip 3 damage face up. Oh my god. Observation is 4. He's focused. Suffer 2 damage. Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, so he doesn't suffer any damage, but he has to flip 3 damage face up. Okay, he's got 4. First one, twisted ankle, he becomes restrained. Second one, minor injury, good. And the third one is another minor injury, jolly good. So that's knocked him down to 3 actually, so that wasn't too bad, although he can't move now. Right. Okay. And that's the end of that mythos phase, good. So it's going to give Harvey the bandages. Harvey in return is going to give her the evidence. Anything else we can exchange? No, that's fine. So she's given that to him. She'll then move back to here. Oh, she can't do anything this turn. Harvey. He's going to move to here and check this out. There is a perfect dark line from the top of Sentinel Hill to its base where no grass has grown. The streak of dead grass is still wet where the blood of countless animals has flowed from the circle of standing stones. Gain 1 clue, then discard the search token. So that's just a clue. And that's the end. That's the end of the investigator's phase again. Fire spreads. You hear a cracked voice screaming into the night. Aya, Yog-Sothoth, Aya, Aya. Behind the voice you hear something else echoing off the trees. A moaning that seems to come from everywhere at once. Each investigator in an outdoor space suffers 3 horror. Law negates. Okay, so Harvey test his law. Suffers 3 horror. So what he'll do is he'll use his focus, so he doesn't suffer any horror at all. And then Rita, 3 law. Oops, that was a 1. So she's got the lucky rabbit's foot. So she'll roll one of those dice. Yes. So that's 2, so she just suffers the 1 horror. So I need to face up 1. Hallucinations. Everywhere you look, you see horrible shadows or ghosts from the past. You cannot bear to look any longer. Keep face up. Roll 1 fewer dice while resolving an observation test. Okay. Then if you suffer 1 horror, gain a clue. Oh, good. Echoing through the night, you hear Yog-Sothoth, who exists outside time, aid your followers. The cult is growing stronger and bolder with every minute. A monster bearing the twisted appearance of an old Whately creation slips free of the forest shadows. Spawn a goat spawn. There's the goat spawn. Goat spawn moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator, then attacks the investigator with a high strength. Goat spawn moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. So that's going to be Harvey. and then attacks. The creature moves with alarming speed, kicking you with a single black hoof. Suffer damage. Strength negates. Strength's only 3. This could be it. Oh, yes. Negates the damage. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range. So both of them are within range of the goat spawn. They both have to check horror. So Harvey first. The creature whispers to you and beckons you closer. Will 2. His will is 4. One success, needs a 2, he's got a clue, so we'll spend the clue, so that's 2 successes. So he's fine. If you pass, you push it away, refusing its advances. Then Rita will do the same test, 4. She also will spend a clue. Yep, spend a clue, turn that to a success, so she's fine also. And that's the end of the mythos phase.